Hi everyone, it is April and it is Stress Awareness Month, and so I thought I'd hop on here to talk to you a little bit about some stress relief exercises that you can do, and my number one go-to tool to support my resilience and combat any stress in my day-to-day life. Now, did you know that by simply changing the way that you breathe, you can alter that state of fight or flight, that stress response that you might experience? When we are stressed out, our breathing tends to quicken and we tend to breathe, take shallow breath and breathe with our chest. Now, this is sending signals to your body that there is something to be afraid of and that you might be in danger. This is called the fight or flight response. Now, by just altering the way that we breathe, we can change that response in as little as about 60 to 90 seconds. And what happens when we slow down and focus on our breathing is that it sends signals to your brain that you are safe, and it allows your autonomic nervous system to go back to that rest and digest place where we can function properly instead of being in this fight or flight state of fear and response. And so what you need to do is perhaps just find yourself a quiet, calm space, or just away from other people. And you can do this walking, you can do it sitting down or lying down, as long as you're able to be perfectly focused in that present moment. Now, the great thing about breathing exercise is that it's always the number one starting point for any mindful activity or any meditation practice. And for those of you who do mindfulness and meditation regularly would know this. But if you are new to practice, that's absolutely fine, because the really fantastic thing about breathing and mindful exercise is that it doesn't take very long at all. And if you can just practice for about 10 minutes every single day for about 2 to 3 months, the fantastic thing is that by doing that regularly, you will actually alter the state of your brain. So the part of your brain that is responsible for the fight or flight, that stress response, the emotional response, the amygdala part of our brain, actually shrinks over time of practicing breathing and mindfulness. And your prefrontal cortex, that part in your brain that is responsible for your clear and rational thinking, actually grows stronger. So a really fantastic and very simple, easy tool to use to build your resilience this month. Now, back to the breathing exercises. So there's a couple of things that you need to be mindful of when it comes to breathing. First of all, you need to slow your breathing down, and you need to make sure that you are breathing into your diaphragm. So we don't want to breathe high up in your chest, but rather low down into your diaphragm. So if you place your hands on your rib cage, on your lower 2 ribs, when you are inhaling, you should be able to feel your rib cage expanding outwards. So breathe in through your nose. And breathe out through your nose. You will feel your rib cage expanding outwards and contracting back in. Now, practice that for a few rounds, just making sure that you are noticing where the air is going into your body. Now, in order to breathe into your diaphragm, we need to really slow down our breath. So we need to focus on breathing in for about 6 seconds and breathing out again for another 6 seconds. Now, ideally throughout the day, this is how we want to breathe as much as possible. But for the purpose of this exercise that I want to share with you now, which is an instant stress release breathing exercise, you want to focus on breathing in for the count of 4 and breathing out for a count of 6. Now, we always just breathe in through our nose, never breathe with our mouth. So make sure that you are comfortable, you are relaxed, whether you are standing or sitting or lying down. Try and stay as focused and present in that moment as you possibly can. Now, breathe in for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then hold your breath briefly, and then exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold your breath briefly, and then inhale again for a count of 4. If you continue to do this for just a minute or two, when you are feeling a bit stressed or nervous or anxious, for whatever reason it might be, just practice that breathing exercise and see what difference it might make to you. Good luck.